Good morning and happy Monday, everybody. I hope that you are doing well. It's your girl D here with your vitamin D for free. Give you a little razzle dazzle on a Monday. All right. We are wrapping up the year. And so, listen. You got 3 more Mondays. This Monday, next Monday, and the next Monday to say you're going to start on the Monday, babes. Okay? And so, you need to start today. It's only 7:15 a.m. Okay, and we want to make sure that we declare some greatness over our lives and that we just make the decision to keep our word to ourselves today, no matter where you are right now. Okay, so a few things that we want to start our morning with that is very, very important. Number one is eating breakfast. This is like a key thing in your energy. It's a key thing to keeping your word to yourself, and it's a key thing to really set the pace for your day. All right. And what eating breakfast does is it says, I'm going to say yes to me first before I say yes to everybody else, period. Okay. A lot of y'all don't like to eat breakfast, and it shows. It shows in how you treat yourself, it shows in your relationships with people, it shows with the food choices you make, it shows your energy, beloved. So we want to make sure that we eat our breakfast. Y'all know I'm really, really big every single day on keeping your word to yourself. And Jim Rohn says this: the things that are easy to do are also easy to not do. It's easy to eat breakfast. A lot of y'all will want to stop at Chick-fil-A. You want to stop at this, that, and the other. You need to go make you some breakfast at home. Start your day powerfully with a protein-focused breakfast. Number two, in keeping your word to yourself, is setting your boundaries early in the morning and sticking to them. Okay? You already know there are people who call you in the morning who want to start pulling from you in the morning that are not good for your mental health. Okay? So if you need to start your day with meditation, with prayer, with journaling, you need to go do that. And if you're listening to this on the way to work or you're listening to this at work or whatever, it's not too late. Take a moment, get a piece of paper, write down what you're grateful for, write down your intentions for today, and keep your word to yourself. Okay? Number three, keep your word to yourself and moving your body today. Non-negotiable, y'all. Non-negotiable. I always think about a snow globe. When we had back in the day, we had these beautiful snow globes, and snow globes are much more beautiful and just seems like they're even more useful in our enjoyment when we shake it up. We get that energy going inside the snow globe, and we're like, oh, that is so nice. Same thing for your body. You need to move that energy around. Move it around. So whether that is going to the gym, if that's going on a walk, if that's doing a stretch, Pilates, yoga, whatever that is for you, I need you to go work out today, beloved. I don't need you to talk Mondays is not the day to talk yourself out of it, because keeping your word to yourself is everything. The next part of keeping your word to yourself this Monday is when you are working with people or you are in meetings or you're interacting or whatever, it is so, so important. And I tell one of my clients is, you have to stick to your standards and you have to stick to your boundaries. Otherwise, you will be stooping to other people's standards and boundaries, and you will feel like you are out of control of your day. The thing about women in general, and I'll say black women because I'm one of them, is that we want to control everything outside of us and we want to control other people, but we don't want to take the responsibility to take control of ourselves and what we can control. And what you can control is your mindset. You can control your boundaries, your standards, what you put into your body and how you move your body, period. And so today I want to challenge you. Ask yourself, what are the things I can't control? I can't control how I show up for myself. I can't control my standards and boundaries. I can't control other people. But you can call other people up through your actions. You can call other people up through sticking to your boundaries and your standards. An example of this is I have some clients at 9 o'clock, or it starts at 8 o'clock. I have boundaries and standards for my time. And I understand that when I stick to my boundaries and my standards, it calls them up to saying yes to them. So I don't play about being late. I don't play about halfway doing the workout. I don't play about that, because that's my standard and boundary, and because I care a lot about my people and I care a lot about me, I'm going to stick to that and call them up. So today, I want you to call people up through your standards and boundaries. You don't have to call people up through telling them like, these are my boundaries and my standards. You don't have to do that. You just simply do it through your actions. Okay? So you got to keep your word to yourself. This is the important about keeping your word to yourself, and I'm going to keep saying it until you freaking get it. Is that a lot of us lack self confidence and we have a poor self concept. We lack self confidence. And the reason why you lack self confidence is because there's been so many times in your life, in both big and small situations, where you did not say yes to yourself. You did not keep your word to yourself. If you say on a Monday, I'm going to go eat breakfast, you need to eat breakfast on a Monday so that you can retrain your brain to believe that when she says she's going to do something, she does it. And ladies, this is a part of the accountability of it all. We like to hold other people accountable. We like to hold our kids accountable. We like to hold our coworkers accountable. We like to hold our intimate partners and spouses accountable. But when it comes to us saying yes to us in things that don't benefit other people directly, we want to let ourselves out the hook. And we don't need to do that today. We need to say yes to us today. That is a major, major key. And when you start to say yes to yourself and keep your word to yourself, that builds your confidence. I've had several conversations with you guys in my DMs, and you say, I just don't trust myself in the gym. Why you not trust yourself in the gym? Because there's been a lot of times when you went in the gym and you just played around. You didn't go in with a strategy, you didn't go in with a plan, and so you never built the self-confidence within yourself. And as a coach, as your virtual trainer, as your homegirl, I'm gonna tell you that we're not gonna walk into 2026 like that no more. A lot of you guys have jobs that are very, very serious. Very serious. People's lives are in your hand. Okay? If at some point you kept your word enough inside of that field to where you trust yourself to save someone else's life, you should at the very least hold that standard to yourself. Begin to practice keeping your word to yourself and showing up how you need to show up so you can save your own life. Keep your word to yourself. That's how you're going to build the self-confidence. How you're going to build self-confidence and how you look in the mirror. You keep your word to yourself when you said you're going to eat right, drink your water, and you go to the gym and rest and say yes to you. How you're going to build your self-confidence within relationships and communications. You're going to speak up for yourself every single time, even if it's really hard, even if you got tears in your eyes. That's how you're going to build your confidence. And I'm going to add another layer to that to all believers. When you keep your word to yourself, especially in your spiritual practices, okay, in prayer, in communing with like being in the community, with your community service or whatever, working in your anointing, you keeping your word to yourself, and that helps you to understand how important it is that you keep your word to God, because he kept his word to you. God kept his word to you because he endowed you with everything you needed to get through today. You don't have to look outside of yourself. You don't have to even read no books. You don't have to listen to me. God has put it inside of you already. But you got to keep your word to yourself. You got to keep your word to God. You don't, and this is the beautiful part. When it comes to prayer and meditation, it doesn't have to be an isolated thing to where you got to be at home on your knees, okay? You can be praying and trusting God while you are working, while you're moving throughout your day, keeping your word to yourself, keeping your word to God. And when you start to do that, your God confidence goes up. The confidence that you have in God that his word will not return back to you void, back to him void. That your belief and trust in God that everything works out for your good. But you got to keep your word to yourself, and you got to keep your word to God. So as we move throughout today, don't let yourself off the hook. Eat your meals. Drink your water. Pray. Ask God for guidance. Ask him to order your steps. Do what you said you were going to do. And this doesn't have to be big things, but you got to start that, you guys. A lot of us have an issue with seeing happy women, happy men, happy relationships, happy kids with situations because you have not been keeping your word to yourself and saying yes to you first. Ladies, you can't say yes to other people first. You have to say yes to you. And although things may not be perfect, and that's okay, things may not be perfect today. Things may not even go how you want them to go ideally. But understand that God takes all of those things and works them together for your good. And when you put yourself first, guess what you're able to see? You're able to see all the things working together for your good. But when you care more about what's going on in somebody else's life and how to fix their life and how to be there for them, you can't even see the miracles that God has going on in your life. And I want to leave you with this before I get off. I was talking to my friend, and she's just like a super hustler in the sense of she's like Miss Make It Happen. She gonna get it done. And I was telling her about the wedding at Canaan, how they ran out the wine. The wedding is a fun situation, and running out of wine is not an emergency. But when Jesus turned the water into wine, that was a miracle, okay? That was a miracle outside of mayhem. A lot of us are looking for miracles inside of our mayhem, and we really believe that God can only come through for us when something bad is happening or we are in crisis. And let me tell you this, God wants to do miracles in your life outside of the mayhem and chaos. Do you know how much, like, just think about how lit that is. You at a party, wine, okay, DJ Tech on the ones and twos is lit, the Messiah there, okay? They got people helping out, food going, everybody celebrating. We just woo, 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 woo. Run out of wine. And Jesus be like, I'm finna bring in some more wine, turn this water into wine, but it's gonna be even better wine than y'all had before. Do you know how that's gonna take the party up? You know what I'm saying? You already partying and lit. We already partying and lit, and then we got some top shelf coming through. Topper shelf. This Monday, I want you to look for the miracles separate from the mayhem. That was the first recorded miracle, separate from chaos and tragedy and bad things happening and craziness and inconvenience. You know what miracles came after that? Healing the paralyzed child, Lazarus raising from the dead. Miracles inside of mayhem happened after the miracle when it was lit. And so expect the great today while you are keeping your word to yourself. I'm keeping my word to yourself. Of course, I got my eyes open to see miracles today. I got my eyes open. I can see how God is coming through for me. I can identify me having really good energy today. I can feel that my confidence is going up within myself. I can feel that because I'm speaking up for myself. I'm asking for what I want. I'm asking for what I need. I feel good. Look for the miracles today. Miracles separate from the mayhem. God want to do it for you, separate for the mayhem. Things do not have to be going too crazy for God to show up in your life and show out. But you got to get your head out of the sand and thinking that things are so bad, all because you haven't kept your word to yourself. Keep your word to yourself so the Lord can keep your word to you, so you can see it. He always going to keep his word. But you need to be able to identify it, all right? So happy Motivational Monday. I hope you have an amazing week. Tap in with me. I'll try to go live in the mornings, you know what I'm saying? And let's just have an exceptional day. I'm going to call you guys up. I'm calling you up. Some of y'all don't have friends that call you up. I'm calling you up to your standards. I'm calling you up to your habits, calling you up to better routines, calling you up to better mindset. Because 2026 can change your life if you've been preparing for it. All right? Have a blessed day. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May he turn his countenance towards you and give you peace. Peace in your life, peace in your home, peace in your mind, peace in your heart, peace in your children's lives, peace in your job, and peace in the streets. Because at the end of the day, you have to live with you. See y'all later.